Hi, my name is Cheryl McDermott, and I'm going to go over my reflection for yesterday's class. Yesterday's class, we had a few more people. We had about 20 students in class, and the age range was from about 25 to I think my oldest was 80. Computer literacy was all the way from I'm not really sure how to use the computer all the way up to probably a power user. I'd consider somebody who's on the computer all the time, very savvy. And we ran into pretty much the same issues that we had run into before, where the people having problems with the computer, just being able to work the computer and understand the software. They were having an issue with being able to not stay up, because I was stopping the class to make sure everybody was with me, but it would be more of a discouragement for them because they felt they were holding the class back. And that is absolutely how I don't want them to feel. So we are constantly working on how to improve that. I do have a couple solutions today on how we can work with it. I'm not sure if they'll be implemented right away. I'm not the only decision maker in this, but I do have some solutions. So we also ran into a couple other issues yesterday, and that would be that the software that I'm teaching isn't fully developed. And they were doing a push at the same time that I was teaching. So they were pushing through new information, which was breaking other information. So there were people that couldn't follow along. Therefore, they did not reach the objectives. And what I found is there are too many objectives. You know, the course it's a 3-hour course, but we are cramming in almost all of the software within that 3 hours. And it's just too much information to digest, unless it's okay. It's semi-okay for the power users who already know the basics on their computer. The software that I'm teaching to, I would like to say, is not necessary. When I say necessary, it's not mandatory that they learn it. So if they weren't building their website, on our current platform, then they probably won't be building our website on this platform. Yet they want to be able to experience that and have the option to do it if they would like. But this isn't job crucial. You know, this isn't like if they don't do anything, we do set them up with a default website. The back office, there's always somebody to help with them with it. So it isn't crucial that they need to be experts in this, especially at the beginning when we're just doing the rollout. So a couple of solutions to the bugs that I had mentioned, and I'm talking about bugs just in course development issues. The first is we register for this class online. So when somebody wants to take the class, they register for it, and then we send out like, please bring your computer and the items needed. If we added a little survey to that lets us know the computer literacy level before going into class, that would be extremely helpful. And not only that, I always have an assistant with me, and as an idea, have the class broken up into two classes, you know, where we have the lower levels with maybe fewer objectives, where we're covering a little bit less information, but going in a little bit further with it, and giving people time to catch up or to stay with us rather than catch up might be a great solution. The issue with that is the places that we teach, the classrooms they're not really set up to have two separate work groups going on. So we might even have to have two separate classes. So maybe the first class is for the beginners. When I say beginners, again, I'm talking about computer literacy, and the second classroom for more of the power users, or the second class for the power users. So 2 in one day, but it just separates them so that we don't have that same issue, because unfortunately the people who aren't comfortable with their computer literacy level are the ones that are feeling very discouraged, and the ones that are more of the power users that are very comfortable with the computer are getting very frustrated because they have to wait. So we have to find that medium. We have to find that middle ground, and I believe by having two separate classes. So having a survey when people register, and they just let us know how they feel about the computer, where they're at with it, the attitude. So have that survey go out, and then we can separate by class. Now, another problem that I see with that, or an issue that I see that could arise, is that we are dealing with real estate brokers, in my case. And what this is time restraints. So we can't just move around the time that we say that the class is going to be. It's like, oh, okay, well, you're not very comfortable with the computer, so we are going to put you in the morning class when they are trying to get into the afternoon class. So that's also another barrier that we might experience. The class needs to be broken down. The objectives, when I list the objectives of what really needs to happen, that's really tough to cover that. And I've narrowed it down. And the way that I'm assessing and evaluating that is through authentic assessment, making sure that we do it in class. So if they're able to do it in class, then I know they understand the information, know how to get there, and they've already done it. And some of the items that we do, like their profile settings, they may not have to do it again. You know, this is like a one-time, cool, you have it done. So we may not have to do it again, which is a great thing. But all of the objectives, and with the developmental issues in the software itself, having problems, some people don't have profile, some people's buttons are missing, that kind of issue, the assessments and evaluations I'm finding to be a little challenging at this point. So I'm going to work on that and hopefully create a solution, or start taking steps in the right direction for a solution to make sure that we can hit the objectives. And honestly, we just may need more class time, meaning that, okay, instead of having a 3-hour course, let's do hour chunks, do an hour course and really hit on one of our back office features, which may be listing manager or something like that. Really hit on that for that hour and make sure everybody can reach those objectives that's in that class, and then do another hour chunk of another specific area. Again, the challenge with that is getting people to these classes. You know, we have more classes, we want to make sure they go, but participation rate isn't extremely high in the industry. So that was yesterday's experience, and I will be back to you probably this afternoon or tomorrow morning. Thank you.